hold on. I'm just waiting on my notification.
He
always looks at me like I have to wait.
You got all the answers. She's got all the answers.
I have
I started it 2 minutes early because our internet here always cuts out when we pre-schedule. It's a rainy day here, so we had a little time we do that. Hence why a lot of times we just do it live right on the fly. Is because the internet somehow always shuts off on us. So I'm gonna wait like a minute, make sure it doesn't shut off. If it does shut off,
I think you could zoom a lot more too.
Okay. If it does shut off, I'll restart it. By the way.
Ying Hao's on. Ying Hao. Hello, Ying.
Man, it's difficult to do this Zoom thing on this.
I'll tell you. Give me a second. We can go lower. There we go. Because I'm just trying to think of, There you go. That would be good. No, it's too close. You had it perfect.
All right,
hey, Alex. How are you? That's even further away.
I know. You're behind.
Okay, got it. All right.
All
perfect.
Let's roll. All right, 9 o'clock.
Almost.
All right. Again, if the internet shuts off, again, it's the nature of the beast here on this island. So if the internet shuts off, then we will automatically just take a minute and then restart it. I don't know how you go about finding it under a different name, but I'll just literally turn it off and turn it back on. So be prepared for that. If it starts to lag and cuts off, then we will restart.
Hey, Alex. Hey, there's two Alex. Andaya and Kuyar, and Gene Schwartz on.
What's up, Gene?
How's on?
I had fun with Gene yesterday on Cam's commentary. We were watching the Murray match and the Murray Zverev match, and we'll get into that. But the commentary here was just so bad. So luckily we had his commentary with ours, so that was fun.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so today is August the 25th, 2020. Today's Tuesday. The Cincinnati Open is ongoing, and I think for the past 6 months, I think the both of us have indicated that we weren't terribly excited about tennis, given at least tournaments on television, pro tournaments, etc., because of the situation. But I must take a step back and apologize for those statements because this has been a really exciting couple of days, at least for us. It's good to be back in the tennis talk mindset, and let's get right into it.
Well, before you start, Yinghao said you talked about Storm Marco and Storm Laura, but no storm compares to Storm Justin.
Oh man, I spent when these tropical storms come here, I spend like 3 days with like no sleep and tracking them. I got this one really wrong. Unforced error for sure, but nonetheless, it's somehow raining really hard today. So,
I was right. I told them.
So instead of lessons today, which we had, by the way, so we have 5 students and then 2 of our own kids, so 7 total of the 5K tennis students have a tournament this weekend, and they were all supposed to come this week for practice review, I guess mental stuff and so forth, and lo and behold, we have 2 tropical storms here, so hence why we were able to plan this one today.
All right.
Yep. All right, so we're going to go over some player reviews, some outfits, as you know we always like to do, some matches, some discussions.
And I'm wearing this band for a reason, and we'll say it later.
Yeah, she got a new band, and I was so impressed with Sasha or Alexander Zverev's play yesterday that I called one of our local tennis liquidators and had a private jet go fly and pick up his brand new outfit for the U.S. Open, and I have it. So I'll put it on today during the show in case you want a sneak preview of what he will be wearing for the remainder of this year.
I know. I just got one of his bands for the female.
Let's get down.
All right. So what do we talk about first? Before we get into the matches, yesterday's matches, which were a whole, there was a lot of good matches and a few surprising ones, shocking ones. I want to talk about Kenin a little bit. Kenin lost to Cornet the other night.
Sophie Kenin, yeah.
Yeah, and what was shocking to me is that her dad in the stand, I didn't like watching her dad get mad, get upset, frustrated. You could see it in his face, almost like when juniors have these terrible parents that are screaming at them, threatening them. You could tell Kenin was trying to battle back, trying to get back into the match, and she couldn't do it. Looking at her dad every time, I think she needs to fire her dad as a coach.
It's not that easy. Well, first of all, from the dad's perspective, if you watch the Sophie Kenin match, there was no fans. I mean, I think there's a total of like 16 that are allowed on court in different locations, whatever. Anyway, but she was in a dog fight or a cat fight in this sense, and Kenin has always been someone that gets frustrated and shows her frustration. But when you get that negative type of court conduct. I'm not saying that she had it this match, but she has it in it. It's in her toolbox. That's how she plays the game. She gets flustered a lot, and sometimes she channels that in the right way. However, when there's no fans there and your dad is right behind you and he's throwing his hat per se, I think there was a couple of times he got his hat, kind of tossed it.
He even knocked something down because he was so frustrated.
So the ability for her to see that, there's no 20,000 fans obscuring that. It's plain center. It's bright as the sun. So I would blame. I'm not passing blame, but I think there's a lot of dad fault in that loss in a way.
Yeah.
How do you channel negative energy into positive energy if your dad's up there throwing the hat? Now, with that said, when my oldest son, who's now at the Air Force Academy, when he would play tournaments, we didn't make a good fit watching him and him knowing I'm on the side, because I would get frustrated with him if he's coughing up double faults. I won't get into that. So I get how it feels. So I know from a dad's perspective, it's hard not to throw your hat sometimes. But in this case, it was hard to miss, and I think it helped her demise in that match.
Well, I mean, my dad said it well last night to me. He's like, you have to separate yourself from being a parent and a coach. If you are going to be their coach, be their coach. Don't act like a parent, It's just, it does not help anyone. I could understand in juniors tennis, but at that level, she already won 1 Grand Slam. I mean, she's paying your bills. What more you want?
I think it's a one and done for her with the likes of, say, Anna Ivanovic.
It's just a lot of pressure.
It's a
you
one
can
and
feel
done.
it. It's not good. It's just not good. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about that. Also, Stevens lost the night before, which was no shocker. She went down to Garcia.
Yeah, I think you were watching that match with B-Dog, right?
Yes. B-Dog and I, we were chatting about a lot of these matches. Pretty funny stuff last night.
Yeah.
Another thing, I'm not going to show the video because I'm sure you guys seen it, and it's pretty long. Azarenka. There was a posting of Azarenka that she posted on Instagram. Basically, the players, they leave trash on the practice courts. You could see water bottles and trash all over the place. And, she got really upset at it. She said, guys, come on, man, pick up your crap. She showed them how to throw a water bottle when you're done with it, where to throw it.
Do you have a short clip of that?
It's a long clip. That's why I didn't want to put it up.
Yeah, the moral of the story here is Azarenka went out on a practice court there in New York. We know that Cincinnati's taking place there. And they did a pretty good job. Could you imagine the logistics of shipping in all those banners and basically creating their stadium in New York in just a short period of time? So the logistical operation there is quite impressive. But I forgot what I was talking about.
Azarenka.
Yeah. So as Azarenka goes out to the tennis court and she's getting ready to put her stuff down, and there's styrofoam cups and water bottles and trash just thrown all over the place on the ground, under the benches where the players sit, change their shirt, whatever. And she made a point to call people out on that. For a lot of years, there's been a kind of stereotype about tennis players. They're spoiled, they're rude, and all this different type of stuff. That's not the case. I think there's people that throw trash everywhere. I kind of like those people that when they're sitting at a red light and they pull their car up to the red light and they see some bozo throw a cup out of their sunroof, they politely get out of their car and throw it back in their sunroof. Have you ever seen someone do that? I've seen many
do that.
The only problem with doing that these days is someone will shoot you.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, I don't blame her for that. Pick up your trash. I mean, gee whiz.
You don't have servants there.
Yeah, there's no service to serve you.
The trash can was right there. So, I mean, that's where she got upset, and I don't blame her because here you got rid of lines judge, you got rid of a lot of employees. So now who's going to pick up the trash?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to sit there and rot and just wait for some underpaid individual to come pick up your stuff. Totally wrong. 2 thumbs down. That was totally whack. So I don't blame Azarenka for that. Unfortunately, these days people will do some nasty things in retribution for calling them out like that. But in this case, it was just a bunch of cuffs. But anyway.
Yeah, I see a whole bunch of you guys talking about the matches last night. We'll get to them. I see B-Dog says, I think Azarenka will win this tournament. Yeah, I said it. Daniil Medvedev's on. What's up? You watching our show? That's his name, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I want to talk about shocking matches.
All right, let's get into matches.
The first shocking match that I thought, I was really shocked that Felix Auger-Aliassime went down to Tennis Sangren in 3 sets. He had 15 double faults in that match.
15 doubles, yeah.
That's a lot, even in junior tennis. So imagine professional tennis.
Yeah, do the math on 15 double faults. Let's see. Okay, so if you serve a game at love, that's 15 love, 30 love, 40 love game, 4 points. 15, so that's 3.5 games or 3 games plus. that you're giving 4 games, really.
Yeah.
So basically, you're giving away 4 games worth of points. I think he still managed to have an opportunity to serve out the match at 5-4 in the third. Didn't do it.
Yeah, that was just shocking to me. I expected him to face Djokovic, which Djokovic faces Sangren tonight.
No, let's not pass up Tennis Sangren at least for a moment. Not a big fan of his game at all. I need not explain why. He's not the greatest player, but I will tell you what he is great at, and that's being a warrior.
Yeah, he's
now, I didn't say good. I said he's not a great player, and I think we would all agree with that. He's not a great player, but again, what he is absolutely great at is being a warrior. He doesn't give up. He's like that dog that's hungry, and he sees a bone, and the bone's still in front of him, whether the bone's beating him down or not, and he's hungry. So he's not going to give up until he gets that meal. And I think that he just never gave up. And this is what I like to tell a lot of our students, Carla. If he or she is still on the court and they are facing you, then the match is still on. You still have an opportunity, and that's Tennis Sangren. So bravo for the warrior in that match. But unfortunately, Felix, love him a lot, but you got to correct those double faults because that was kind of like a Zverev outing.
He joins that club.
And we'll get into that as well.
Alex says Sangren had never won a match at this tournament until this year. Well, it's good for him. He reminds me a lot of a club player. You know, one of those club players, 4.0, 4.5, that fight to the end. That's what he reminds me, his style. You know, he's a thick guy, the way he's dressed. He just reminds me of one of those, guys that play a lot of league matches.
With the 5-5 heart or
yes.
an open heart.
Yes, exactly. That's what he reminds me of.
Now, also, too, this was a good fact. Who just mentioned that Sangren had not won a match in this tournament? Alex also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not think that Sasha or Alexander Zverev had ever won a match and still has not at the same tournament as well. And we're going to get into that match a lot.
We'll get to that one. The next one that I see a lot of you guys talking about is Dominic Thiem going down 6-2, 6-1 to Krajinovic. That was a shocker. I watched them shake hands. I think Thiem was dumbfounded. I think he's played too much tennis in Europe. He's been playing a lot of, matches. They say warm-up matches. He just looked tired. He looked lost, didn't know what to do. It was just shocking to everybody. That's the biggest upset to me of the whole tournament is Dominic Thiem. I mean, because everyone expects him to at least make it to the finals of the U.S. Open,
Your word dumbfounded was perfect. I didn't even have that in my notes, but I think dumbfounded sums it up. And here's my idea of why. You just said
Thiem got roasted. Hey, Tatara. She says, hey, Carla, Justine, nice to catch the street.
What's up?
Tatara, girl, boy. I mean, it's a cool name.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. Glad to see you. Let's go. But for who are we talking about? Sorry.
Thiem.
I'm sorry. There's 10 things I want to say, and then I like to take comments too.
Thiem.
Okay, your comment was dumbfounded. Thiem, you just said it perfectly, has been playing a lot of tennis, but kind of, as you could say, insignificant in a way. Warm-up matches, exhibitions, and so forth. And when you become accustomed to playing kind of down a little bit, I think you get stuck in that.
He or she said all those pics of him shirtless didn't go well on the court.
Who? Oh, Thiem?
Dominic Thiem. Yeah.
But I think once you kind of get used to a certain level of play, then when you jump into when it matters, you become dumbfounded a little bit. I still think Thiem will be fine. However, we cannot take away an attaboy for Krajinovic. He's a solid player. I'm actually more of a fan of Krajinovic than I am of Thiem anyway, or Master Splinter as Carla likes to call him.
Master Splinter.
I say let's go Krajinovic. I mean, I say let's go, right?
Definitely. Gene gave you a good stat. He says Zverev is now 0-7 at the Western Southern Open.
All right, so do you want to...
next one. We'll get to the next one. Keys going down to Jabeur. That was another shocking match to me. I mean, here we have all these girls that are supposed to do good. Stevens, Keys were supposed to do good. Kennan was supposed to do good from the USA, and they all went down. That's terrible for American tennis. Here you have the veteran Serena Williams that comes through, being a mom and all, and these young girls can't get it together.
I have to disagree with you, not necessarily on what you said, but you said, it's terrible for U.S. tennis. Men's U.S. tennis has been terrible forever.
Well, Kokogov went out too, so that's 4.
Okay, but is it not good for Tunisian tennis?
Definitely.
Is this not good for the continent of African tennis?
Agreed. Jabeur is a great player. Looks out of shape, but she can play. I mean, you look at her. If you look at her physically, and you go on the court, you don't know who Jabeur is, you would think, I could make this girl run. She's got a belly on her, legs are not even muscular. I could beat this girl. But her game fools you because she can slice, she's strategic, whereas Keys just hits the ball like Sabalenka.
So she may have some of the warrior that, let's say,
she's
tennis
a warrior.
Sandgren has.
Right, definitely.
She's like a female version of Sandgren, and a very rare commodity at that, because in the continent of Africa, you could probably only name 5 players, at least at this level, on your one hand.
Definitely. I like your joke, Ying Hao. Madison just didn't have the keys.
This is good. Bravo.
That was funny. Oh, wow.
Go Jabeur, go Tunisian tennis. And sure, I don't know. I'm not getting into religion here. I don't particularly care what anything about that in terms of mixing it with tennis. But if she's Muslim, then I know it's very hard for females to earn the right to play competitive sport.
She did make the quarters in this tournament.
So I would. And tennis Sandgren, didn't tennis Sandgren last year make the quarterfinals of the Australian Open?
I thought he did, yeah.
So here we go. We're talking about the male and female version of tennis Sandgren. Great warriors, maybe not the best players tactically, strategically, but just great warriors. And here they are. I think they both made the quarterfinals of Australian last year.
All right. Well, what do we get to? The matches?
Yeah, let's roll. Yeah.
All right. Let's start with the match that we always wanted to watch. That we wanted to watch yesterday. We got to watch Zverev Murray. A lot of people predicted 3 sets, and it did go to 3 sets.
I'm gonna go get my outfit. So give me just a second.
All right. Let's talk about this match. 3 sets. We had 10 double faults for Zverev. Is this shocking? I don't think it's shocking at all. I guess Justin's getting dressed.
Yeah.
He bought this marvelous outfit yesterday. So he had 10 double faults. He was serving for the match and double faulted 3 times. As a matter of fact, he double faulted that game. I mean, all right, we'll wait for Justin to get back.
All right. So what I got here, and this took a lot. I had to air night delivery this in from the Adidas factory. So I got a shirt, and I also got a new headband. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put both of these on.
I did too.
She got the headband. He just didn't know that was his.
Yeah, I got the
because he likes that pink stuff. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna put on my new Adidas shirt. Okay, I'm gonna wear this proudly. All right, and I got my new headband. Now this is the new headband version. Let's go. Let's get down, Zverev. All right, let's get into the Zverev match. So if you want this fresh off the press, you gotta wait for Adidas to release.
Oh my god!
So pumped up to be here, and I'm gonna cry if Lindell comes out with his puppy. Jeez. All right, let's talk about the match.
I can't concentrate. I don't know. I like my headband.
All right, I'm Zverev. All right, let's talk about Zverev for a minute. I still, and we can go back 2 years ago on this show. I still have.
I said no. Wear earrings, Justin.
I can get earrings.
No, stop.
They're both pierced, so I can put earrings in. I didn't think about it. So look. So how is Zverev? Is he 11 in the world or 7 in the world right now?
Yeah, it was 10 double faults. I made sure it was 10 double faults.
But erase the double fault count. When did they happen? He served 7 double faults?
10 double faults.
Within 2 games?
No, he was serving for the match and double faulted 3 times. Double faulted the game, serving for the match.
That's what I'm saying. Look at his double faults. So either this was a significant choking or but I think it was more babyish, hence why I'm wearing his new outfit.
Well, someone here Gene put milk and a baby.
Yeah, thank you, Gene.
Ying Hao put an interesting headband, no question.
Yeah, I mean, this is Zverev's.
Ying Hao.
This is Zverev's new outfit. One of 2 things happened. Either he choked, and choking generally is consistent with lack of match experience, and that he is not. He has match experience, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what else could it be? It's where a little snooty snot gets upset, and then his upsetness and down energy causes him to make errors, or he was just pissing, moaning, and whining, and just wanting to slam balls out all the time. Is this new for him?
What's up, David? It's not new for him. I'm just shocked to see a guy with his, he's a tall, thin-framed guy. It should be. It is easier to serve when you're taller. That's a fact. It is easier. I just don't understand why you would go for a lot on a second serve. We tell our juniors, spin your serve in. I mean, he He was beating Murray. He broke him.
Gotta take this off.
Oh, yeah, you can take the headset.
All right, but this is his new gear.
He
It's
broke
probably
him. He
$90
could
for
have
this
won
stuff.
that match. If it was any other guy serving, they would have won that match. But of course, I think Murray knew in his head that, Zverev was going to double fault. He knew it.
Is it new, though? Is there anything
It's not
new about
This guy has no heart. I don't think that he will ever be a champ. I mean, I heard Jim Courier say last night, this guy could win a slam. I don't think it'll ever happen. He needs to stop partying. He needs to hit the gym. He needs to work on his serve. He couldn't even volley. I mean, he would hit the volley right back to Murray.
You mentioned Jim Courier and fine player and so forth, but his commentating is sometimes spot on. But the way he was commentating yesterday was what I was just like, what? Like we were watching.
Matt Cain said, "Wow, just tune in. What's happening here?" He was wearing his headband.
Oh, hold on, I'll show him.
You should just leave that shirt on. Let's dedicate the show to Zverev.
All right.
Maybe I should tag him on it.
I will forgive him.
He's a little girl.
This is Matt Cain. Here's Zverev's new headband. It has not been released yet. Okay, straight out of Adidas.com. It's not released yet. I did it fresh air yesterday.
I don't think it's Tatar. I don't think it's the coach. I mean, he had Lendo, and not even Lendo could help him.
Whoa. Homeboy Zverev booted his own coach off the court because Lendo was holding a puppy. I should have brought a puppy. I should have brought a stuffed animal right here.
That looks worse. We have it now.
What I got going on?
Oh, my God. Here, you want to see
No,
yourself?
I'm not worried about all that. This is Zverev out there. He needs a puppy. So what do we know Zverev? Look, when I hear Zverev, this is what I think. I think puppy hater, number one, and then I think, did you watch that tour thing where Zverev and Roger Federer went around South America playing tournament, and Federer was crying, and then he was like, it's okay, and he was all on film, and Federer's once again crying, and then he's all.
Man, that guy is soft. He's
soft.
He is the softest. I mean, I watched Sissipas, and I can say, there's a Greek warrior right there. I watched Daniil Medvedev, and I said, man, that guy is skinny, just like Alexander Zverev. But you still don't want to get into a fight with him.
Soft.
Isner, that looks soft, is tougher.
Whoa, Isner doesn't look soft. He looks like Paul Bunyan.
He's a gentle. No, you're thinking of a Pelka.
Well, they both look like Paul Bunyan.
No,
Just one has
but you
the
look
Paul
at
Bunyan
Isner,
beard.
you think he's a gentle giant, but even he would beat somebody's butt.
Okay, I don't say he looks like he's clean shaven.
Murray looked better. His hips look better. I know David says Murray's hips don't lie. I mean, he looked better running. I mean, he was running. I mean, he went for this amazing drop shot and passed Zverev,
All right, who just mentioned the hip?
David Bulic.
Okay, Bulic, he always has good takes, and that was my next note here. And let me further David's comment here. David is spot on with this little nugget. Read his exact comment again.
He says, Murray's hips don't lie.
Okay, and let me tell you how you can tell that this is true. As someone that has had pretty major injuries throughout my career, unfortunately, I've always been a little injury prone. But let's say you are on a wide open sprint, and I don't care if you're in tennis, football, basketball, running the floor, rugby, whatever it is you may be. If you're sprinting, if you're an athlete, the dangerous part about the sprint is the immediate start and then the deceleration. Once you're in your stride, you're pretty safe. But when you have to stop and change direction, or just stop period before you hit the wall, you have to kind of pull off steam, and your body is bracing, putting on the brakes, right? Mm-hmm. So Murray was running kind of just as always yesterday, but my thing when I watched him was, how is he decelerating? How is he stopping? How is he changing direction? And he would run right through his deceleration, e-stop, boom, boom, boom. So his acceleration and deceleration looked good, and he didn't pull up limping when he was decelerating. So that shows that he looks pretty healthy.
Yeah, I thought he looked strong. I thought he would win from the beginning, because I said, here's this guy. He's the champion. He's playing. He doesn't have to play. He's been hurt, coming back to tennis. I thought he would beat him. He knows what it is to fight. I mean, I would never want Zverev on my side. Let's say we had a zombie apocalypse. I would never want that dude near me.
I would want tennis.
I'd feed him to them.
Okay, if you could have one person on your team during a zombie apocalypse, would you rather take Sasha Zverev, or Tennis Sandgren?
Oh, I'd take Tennis Sandgren.
Let me get the warrior. I'd rather have Hans Jabeur.
Tell me about it.
Shoot.
I'd have Putin Seva.
Potty mouth.
Yeah, sure. What the hell? I mean, so Murray's going to play Raonic next.
He has a winning record against him. I think something like 7-2. No, wait a minute.
Have you guys seen Raonic? I mean, he looks...
Before we talk about Raonic, can we give props to Murray, though?
Yeah, he deserves it.
Zverev met a man. I think met a real man. Now Murray is kind of a career crybaby in a way. There's a guy that does really funny.
Murray 9-3 head to head.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Gene.
Yeah. So Murray is kind of a whining kind of crybaby. He got kind of aggravated a little bit yesterday in the match too, by the way, if you didn't catch that. But anyway,
but that's always been
good. Yeah, it's always been him. Good job, Murray, for rolling through. I think Murray, based upon what I saw, may be someone that can make it to the second week this year of the U.S. Open.
David said, I'd rather have Anna Kournikova in an apocalypse situation. Really.
True. Good point. I think that would be for a non-tennis related.
Well, if I want to commit suicide in a zombie apocalypse, I would take Zverev's double fault every day. That's what Daniel Medvedev said.
We can take that.
I take Osaka over Zverev since it's hard.
All right, Milos Raonic. Let's talk about Milos Raonic. Let's talk about Raonic. First and foremost, Raonic, we always give kind of grief to players that are always changing their images. You know, we see Benoit, the beautiful beard Pierre, you know, silver hair, white hair, no hair, beard, flat collar, no flat collar. Benoit Pierre is a habitual image changer. So they're kind of self-conscious, you can tell. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with being self-conscious, but let's roll over to the Raonic train for a minute. Number one, not a terribly big fan. I used to be a fan of his girlfriend when she got all frustrated in the stands because she'd give you these really wicked looks. But Milos Raonic has been through some image changing. Let's talk about it. When he was a young player, he had more of a short hair, kept a hat on. Then
I mean, he looks like Porky Pig.
Yeah, keep that right there. Keep that. Go ahead and show him that. Show him this. I mean, they probably saw it.
Hey, he looks like Porky Pig. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
The guy looked like he gained at least 30 pounds.
He's been eating some donuts. All right. So when he started, short hair, didn't really do too much with it. You know, hat, bandana kind of mixture. But the bandana finally was replaced with, I think, a New Balance bandana, and then his hair was kind of silky smooth, longer and combed back, like, you know, beautiful and styled. And then what else? Then what happened after that? The curl started now with the McEnroe bandana.
Yeah, he's got some stuff.
And then he gained like 40 pounds. So I'm not sure what it is he's trying to...
Donuts, probably. He ate too many
donuts. Yeah. I think his pandemic lockdown time was spent in Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
I agree, yeah.
But okay, so let's look at this matchup coming. What do you think happens?
I think Murray will beat him in two. Just because I think Milo is out of shape. Murray can run. He can hustle.
Yeah.
I mean, if Milo's serve is on, then there'll be a problem.
Yeah, I was going to, yes.
If his serve is on, just like any big server, if your serve is not on, you are in trouble.
Yeah.
Just like we watched with Anderson and Tsitsipas. Anderson couldn't put a serve in.
I think because Raonic ate too many donuts and Murray just coming off injury, I think the playing field is level. So I think experience will come into here. They both have a lot of experience. Obviously, Murray has been a lot deeper with that experience. So I guess if I had to choose, I would go with Murray as well.
Yeah. All right, next match. Struff beats Shapovalov in 3 sets.
I
These were tight 3 sets.
I called it. I told you.
It was a good match.
It was a good match. We watched this one.
I mean, it was a toss. What do you say? Coin toss.
A toss up.
Yeah. I mean, we knew one of them would win in 3 sets.
Yes, Struff is a good player, quality player. He's been around for a while, and we talked a bit about this on our last show. That was my kind of call. I was pulling for him in a way.
He faces Goffin next. Goffin.
Okay, so we got a Belgian.
That's a good match.
A Belgian against a German. If Goffin can stay healthy, he can do whatever he wants to do.
Milo's a handsome donut lover.
Yeah, he loves donuts.
Yeah, B-Dog said, I was impressed with Murray's movement. Yeah, I think we all were.
Yeah, I'm not trying to advertise Zverev anymore, so I'm going to put my 5K tennis shirt back on. But, what was I going to say?
I don't know. He's forgetting a lot.
That's all right.
Opelka, and the 2 big guys, Opelka and Isner, move on. Opelka beats Schwartzman, and Isner beats Millman.
Okay, no.
Did we expect that? Was that a shocker?
If Opelka's serve is going in, he's tough to beat. If Opelka plays one of the best returners in the game, let's say if he plays Djokovic, they have a way to read that a little bit better than most, and they can block it back, and then they lose. But if the big serve is off, bye-bye.
So Tatar said, Justin, you were saying something about Goffin.
Oh, thank you.
Goffin made Cincy last, Gene said he made this Cincinnati final last year and lost to Medvedev.
David Goffin, fine player, fine athlete, fine gentleman, steward of the game. He's got great core conduct. I mean, I've seen some meltdowns here and there, but overall a really good and well-respected player. He has been injury-prone his entire career, but just one after the other. Goffin, in my opinion, is still and can be a top 10 player as long as he stays healthy. I think he's right up there with the best of the best, but again, his injuries tell the tale.
Next, the other match that I watch, and I usually don't watch all of Djokovic's matches, but I wanted to watch this one just because his neck was hurting. He beats Berankis in tight match.
Yeah.
We watch a lot of screaming, ah! And a lot of throwing the racket. He almost hit somebody too, by the way.
Well, yes and no.
He was frustrated.
If you're okay, frustration occurs. Now there's a difference between frustration within the point than frustration after the point. And let me try to put this in perspective. If I'm in the middle of a grueling point and I'm playing a player that I know I can beat and somehow it's close, and I get into a long point with them and they sneak a passing shot by me, there has been times where I've just said, out of frustration, not thinking, just in the point, have kind of tossed my racket out there, leaving the hand.
Sure.
So grip, leave. I intentionally toss the racket out there and try to hit the ball out of frustration. Now, if that is after the point, because you're in the moment, you're in the zone, you're in the point. After the point, when you toss or throw a racket like, say, Tsitsipas, hitting his dad's arm, or now Bandy and hitting the line judge or whoever, those are kind of posthumous. They should be disciplined more because of the fact that you are not in the moment. It's kind of premeditated in a way. So I don't think Djokovic going after the ball and releasing his racket out of his hand was a threat to anyone, or nor should be disciplined, or was a big deal at all. If that was post point, then I think he would have been in the locker room.
Sure. I mean, even if he would have, I wouldn't have penalized him for that. But they said if the racket would have touched the security guard, it would have been a disqualification.
And how close was the racket?
I don't know.
I mean, camera angles can be an issue. Number two, I saw the security guard. That dude would have been like kapow, kill on that. I don't care who it was. He would have been like plow, plow, get some, because he was a beast. So I don't think the dude was too worried about it either.
Love the haircut. I was telling my son, hey, you want to get his hair like, your hair done like Djokovic? I was watching on Instagram.
Kind of had that high fade.
Yeah, I like it. Anyways, what did you think of his celebration?
Show him. You got the celebration?
Yeah, I do, actually.
We've always kind of had fun with Djokovic doing a celebration. In this sense, we still got it with no crowd. But, some people say cheesy. I didn't mind it. I thought it was fun. All right, check it out. So this is no crowd celebration by Novak. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
Straight sets win for the still undefeated world number one.
Kind of hard to see with the light.
Survival mode for Novak.
Sorry, guys, if it's so blurry. You can barely.
Take a peek up.
Make it better?
Do his customary, I think, maybe just a little discussion with
It's hard to see. It's blurry.
somewhere. The fans.
You can make it out.
Yeah, you can make it out.
He's imagining the fans. Oh, wow. Even he's laughing.
Oh, man.
So as always, having a good time with that. You could tell he was having a good time at that. I don't believe too much of the closeness here. He just withdrew from doubles. Here's my conspiracy theory here, and you can shoot it down, and I'm sure it will be shot down. But Novak Djokovic pulled out of doubles because of a neck thing. And that's cool. I wouldn't have played doubles either if I was warming up for the U.S. Open and trying to get another major. But number two, he has been kind of called out for playing a field at the U.S. Open that's subpar because Federer and Nadal aren't there. And I think it was a kind of, not a pre-planned thing, but I think it makes him look a little bit more vulnerable in a sense if he kind of played someone a little closer. So Berankis isn't a bad player, but he's not a great player. Djokovic is arguably the best of all time. So if you withdraw from doubles, and people are saying that maybe the field's not as good without those two guys there, maybe it makes him look a little bit better to play a close match in the second round. Don't you think maybe that pulls the media off of him a little bit so he can now say, look, this guy tested me. What does this tell you? Maybe the field's as deep as everyone says, or deeper than they say. Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, but his celebration just cracked me up. I mean, he was laughing. You could tell he was doing it jokingly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, first he looks up there, then he goes down there. I mean, even his coach was laughing, the trainer was laughing. I mean, I guess he was having fun with it.
Man, he's got a good crew. You got to tip his hat for that. And good for him for having fun with it. I do think the close match versus Berankis.
It is. You kind of cringe, but then I laughed at it.
Yeah, I think it was good. It was close for people kind of getting off his back a little bit. But I can guarantee you, if that was the first round of the U.S. Open, it would have been about 1-1-0.
Agree. Iron Man.
Yusevic, let's go.
Takes out baby, crybaby.
Dimitrov.
3 sets.
Dimitrov is still
My guy looked good.
Yeah, she loves Vucevic, always has, since the very get-go, since he was young in his career. Vucevic is a beast and can be, but he's streaky. He can get hot, and then he can just not show up. And that's what separates him from the best players and just, one of the others. Vucevic's game kind of reminds me a little bit of other troopers out there that are soldiers, but not the greatest, like Millman's, like Evans, and I love all those guys. But I put him in the same category, even with, say, Sandgren. I put him in those type of categories.
We're going to talk about the ladies now. Jean's asking, what did you guys think of Buskova being Kvitova? I didn't put her as shocking. Why? Because it was a tight match. Kvitova really, I'm sure, hasn't played much. She wasn't sure she was going to play at the U.S. Open, so it wasn't a shocking loss to me.
Yeah, and I didn't think either one of those girls. I love them both, by the way. I like them both, but I don't have either one of them going very deep in this tournament, and I don't really have either one of them going extremely deep at the U.S. Open. And we'll get into that as well.
Daniel Medvedev says, "Rest in peace, Dimitrov. I'll miss his hotness."
There you go. Yeah, I think Dimitrov is still in the game to pay the bills per se, to keep up with his,
He needs to. He's got a girl that, don't you think your girlfriend looks hot like me? He's got a girl that's in the, in that type of industry, so he has to keep the money rolling,
I think those people actually redid that song. I don't think that was original.
It's not original.
There used to be a mid-'80s rapper.
She was in the Pussycat group. That's what they were called.
There was a mid-'80s rapper called Sir Mix-a-Lot, and they had that song Buttermilk Biscuits. Do you remember Buttermilk Biscuits? Here we go, sip the flour, roll the dough, do-do-do-do-do. You remember that?
No.
But they had a song, Don't You Wish Your Boyfriend Was Swass Like Me, because the album was Swass, so they ripped that from there.
Tatara said Dimitrov is just washed, seems like. Yeah, he is.
He's just paying the bills.
He's done. And B-Dog says, I like the celebration. That's just me. It's funny because nobody's in the stadium. Agree. Let's go to the women's matches. Azarenka beats Garcia, wins another round.
Expected.
That was a good match for her.
Expected. I hope everything is getting positive in Azarenka's personal life. And we don't talk about players' personal lives, obviously, but she's been through a lot.
She looks happy.
She looked inherently happy.
Outfit sucks, but she looks happy.
Yeah, and we have some pictures of some of the Nike's outfits. And actually, can we show one of them?
We're getting to that one. Sabalenka.
Oh, Lord.
Sabalenka shrieks her way against Bellis.
Woo.
3 sets.
Woo.
Her hair looked like a mess. The outfit looked like a mess. This was no strategy. This was just hit, and hit harder, and shriek louder.
Her legs looked out of shape.
Yeah, let's show
her squeal was better than ever. She's been working on the squeal, but not on her outfits and not on her shriek. Excuse me, not on her outfits and not on her legs.
All right, here's the outfit.
Check this out.
You guys tell me what you think.
Horrendous. What is that? Look.
Looks like she's wearing diapers.
Yeah, no, keep it. Is it focused?
Yeah.
So it looks like she tucked her shirt in so far it came out her shorts, like or you're like some kid in elementary school. And look at the tag hanging out the back. She just looks unprepared. She looks disheveled, and her legs look a little cellulite-y a little bit up there.
Let me compare. I have an outfit that I actually found from the '80s that I thought, hey, that's what she looks like.
You keep that one, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's exactly it.
Nike decided to copy these guys. Check that out.
Yeah. And they're charging like $80.
They're expensive.
They're charging like $80 for a pair of shorts. Now the other day,
Jean said, "Wow, that outfit looks disgusting. Diaper outfit."
Yeah, it was sponsored by Pampers.
I mean, I wouldn't even buy that at a thrift store for $2. Somebody said, "Here's this outfit. I'll give it to you for free." If Nike I said, "I'm sorry.
Oh,
I would not wear that."
I would take it for $2 and then just sell it. Flip it on eBay. We do some of that. You can make some money doing that. So check this out though. I was watching Andy Murray play, and I noticed he didn't have his Adidas or head stuff on.
His stuff's expensive.
He had a hat that said AMC, Alpha Mike Charlie. Mm-hmm. So my mindset is that Andy Murray clothing. So I never heard of it. So I looked it up. It is not Andy Murray clothing. I just thought of the acronym. It's a company called AMC. And the shorts that he was wearing were how much? Like $105?
Mm-hmm. Like
$105 for a pair of shorts. And like the hat he had on, just
$45.
$45.
More than Rafa's hat or Federer's.
Oh, by the way, Dave Raines out there, if you're on, he's in Ohio. Last year he was at the Western and Southern and Cincinnati and brought me this hat. So I wore it for him. So I forgot to give Dave a shout out for that.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you, Dave.
All right, the next match is Serena beating Rus in 3 sets. Well, this was a screaming fest.
It was a squelching fest.
Screaming fest. She changed outfits twice after they went to the 3rd set. I thought, and I hate to say this, I thought she was in shape. But after watching that match and close-ups, I realize when you go do a calendar shoot and stuff like that, looks can be deceiving.
Lack of preparation and Photoshop.
You could see my son, who's 16 years old and never really notices, stuff on girls. He said, "Mom, look at her legs." It was bad.
Can we reenact a point, 5-shot point with the squeech level?
Ah!
No, I'm going to serve you a ball.
Okay.
Do you want to be Serena or Roos? You be Roos. Do you want to be Serena or Roos?
I don't know.
I'll be Serena.
I don't know what Ruth sounded like.
Okay, I'll be Roos.
Okay.
All right, ready? So you be Serena and serve me the ball.
Ah!
Where's the winner? Jeez, watching Ninja, watching a Bruce Lee movie. Incredible. But did you notice? Now check this out. Patrick Mouratoglou, once again, found a way to pop up in the video. He's like a jack in the box. You watch any match play. Seems like anyone. And here comes Patrick Mouratoglou. Bing, here he is. There can be 20,000.
He goes like this. He's like this with the the perfect Fabio Fognini.
Boat up. Sit.
His chest just sticks out.
Sitting.
His muscles. Let me do the big biceps. Like, isn't he's just like.
Hey, man, homeboy can be sitting down in a crowd, and it's almost like he has something in his ear where the cameraman's like, "Hey, buddy, we're about to have the camera on you." Because you can't tell me for a 5-set match or a 3-set match or whatever that every time the camera comes to you, you're like this.
I mean, his chest is perfect.
Homeboy is a jack in the box. Now here is the crazy statistic here.
Oh man.
There can be 25,000, 23,000, whatever fans in the crowd, right? And Patrick Mouratoglou still gonna be popping up on that camera. Bing, 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 bing. You can count them. He should pay like $5.
Where's Patrick?
Where's Patrick? Okay, now he still managed to pop up 25,000 times with no fans. So what does this tell you? I mean, does it tell you that there's something a little meteorific about Patrick, the Jack in the Box Mouratoglou?
What's up, Michael Walker, the one who thought I was wearing hair weave? Okay.
Let's go.
Serena's 38 years old and has her mother built. She can only get so slim. There are so many body types. Yeah, there is. Serena's in shape to be able to play for almost 3 hours in heat and humidity. The second outfit didn't help her, Michael.
Can't we?
The second outfit did not help her. That cat woman, you have to be a certain body type to wear that outfit.
Did you see the end of the match where the handshake did not happen, or the racket touch rather?
I got it.
Do you have that on video?
Hopefully it shows clear.
Check out Arang Saroos bail on the handshake or the racket tap after the match. Just terrible sportsmanship or sportswomenship. Make sure it's clear.
That is the glory of Serena Williams. Push for the women, but comes out on top. Just impressive tennis.
Yeah, didn't even tap her racket.
Did it show her walk away? Serena's like, what?
Didn't even tap her racket.
Yeah, I mean, I get it was a battle, and I get it that Roos was serving for the match the same way Felix Auger-Aliassime was, and she was mad about it, but she totally snubbed the handshake. Like, just walked off the court. Zero sportsmanship or sportswomanship. Absolutely just ridiculously hideous, right?
It is hideous.
Now, let's look at Serena Williams for a second. Serena Williams lost to, who was it? Brady? Was it Brady that she lost to in Lexington?
Satara said that's some social distancing to the extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Hitchhiker?
That's what you call social bitch distancing.
Yeah. Michael Walker. She's trying to show a body like she's 21. I mean, it's like I wouldn't wear something that I wore when I was 18, 19. Now the body changes. Our body changes completely, no matter how good of shape you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not gonna go wear a thong and a triangle bikini at our age, after you become a mom. You just don't.
Yeah, I think there's a level of hey, what will work for me now and what won't work for me now. So yeah, I don't. But again, these aren't. I don't think most of your players that are sponsored by the big names, the Nikes, Adidas, Babolat, and so forth, I don't think they have a choice of what to wear. I don't think
Serena does.
But I'm saying
the first outfit, great.
I'm saying she does. She is arguably the best player that's ever lived because of her slam count. I still think Steffi Graf holds that edge in terms of the playing, but I think historically we look at slam count, so that would put her there. Margaret Court.
I think Serena's better to me. I love Steffi Graf, but I give Serena the edge.
Serena. I mean, Graf could just mix it up. She had touch, she had finesse, she had patience, she had poise.
Well, so did Serena. It's just that she's older now, and there's things. Her serve is not the same way as it used to be. Her serve was her weapon. Her serve can let her down now. Obviously, her movement is a little bit tougher on her.
Let's look at Serena Williams moving forward into the U.S. Open. Okay, so she was beaten by Brady in Lexington. I understand Brady went and won the title, but you can't tell me that was some huge tournament. There were some good ladies, there's some good girls there though. And then she had played a close match against Arantxa Rus, and Rus was serving for the match in the third set, up 5-4. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Anyway, I don't think with the U.S. Open starting in 6 days, I think it is now, I don't think that you can tell me a Serena Williams that got beaten by Brady and played tight against a really tight.
But Brady just lost.
I understand that. There's even more icing on the cake. So Brady already lost, whatever. But I don't think that Serena's level of play is going to pick up enough in 6 days to make her a favorite to win the U.S. Open. I do not think she's a favorite to win the U.S. Open. I think the likes of the Yastremskas, the Martiches. Who else? Who else is one of the favorites right now?
You can't say that because
Considine, I think, is
no.
is
I disagree with you. Women's tennis is so unpredictable. Here you got Osaka yesterday, who won in 3 sets.
I still don't
against
think
Muchova.
she's a favorite.
I mean, these ladies are winning in 3 sets, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, she plays Sakari next, right? Serena plays Sakari next. Sakari's run 2 people.
Let's take a poll on that.
Sakari beat who did she beat? Potty
Putin-Seva. Yeah, in comments, who would you pick to win that match? Sakari, or now they say Sakari. Who would you pick to win that match? Sakari now, or whatever?
So Michael Walker
or Serena.
I would pick Serena still.
I would go with Sakari simply because of what I saw in terms of fitness.
So Michael Walker said Justin's delusional. Rafa had her best Wimbledon 1988 final against Navratilova. Serena's best Olympics 2012 at Wimbledon. Graf 1988 did not compete with Serena 2012.
No, I'm missing the point. Serena is, I think, the greatest player, most dominant player in terms of slam count. I don't think if they played head-to-head right now or whenever, I think Serena would have won. I mean greatest in terms of the overall package. Now, again, not who would be the greatest, her poise, her sportsmanship, her touch, her finesse.
Steffi Graf's sportsmanship was way better than Serena's.
For me, she's the more complete player. Let's look at Justine Henin. Justine Henin gave her fits. Serena fits. Again, Serena's hands down the most dominant player that's ever lived, and for her to be even in the same discussion as Margaret, we love her. But I think from a coaching perspective, that if I could choose one player of all time that I think had the most complete package spanning eons of time, I think I would pick Steffi Graf. Then I think I would pick Justine Henin, and then I think I would pick Serena in terms of the overall package. But the most dominant, boom, the majors prove it. It's Serena.
Oh yeah.
So don't. I'm a big Serena fan. Always have been, always will be. But I think Graf is a more complete player, and I watched all of them since they were very young.
I agree, but you can't compare the eras. I mean, Serena has gone through the tougher era.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
That came out wrong. Appreciate the correction, Mike Walker. But nonetheless, that's just my opinion.
So going back, Osaka will face Yastremska. Yastremska beats Pera.
That's going to be a good match. Is that today?
They've played before. That's I think that's I'm not sure. I think that might be tonight.
I think Yastremska has a good chance here. I think she has a great chance, honestly.
Alex says Serena is better than Henin. Agree.
I'm just saying, from an she gave her fits though.
Henin bothered Serena's game just because she had the touch and she knew what to do, especially in clay.
She could take her power and maestro it. She was very good at that. But yeah, I mean, again, don't take that out of
context.
One's
comparing eras, G.
Yeah,
we're not comparing eras.
No.
So Yastremska Osaka will be a good match. Sakari and Serena will be a good match. We already talked about Kvitova. Anisimova out, another young American.
You know, to be expected.
Against Pegula.
All of you guys jumped on this Anisimova train a year or two ago, and I'm like, why? She's so young. Everybody jumped on the Coco Gauff train, and and they're both really good young players, but you just can't jump on a 15 or 17-year-old or however many years old girl anymore because it's so wide open, and they're still so very young.
Yeah, another one, Alexandrova that you guys were talking about, goes out to Mikhail. What does that tell you about women's tennis? It sucks.
Look, Alexandrova, didn't she beat Rybakina in the first round? Or was that last turn? Was that in Lexington that she beat Rybakina, or here? I forget.
It's this one.
But Rybakina's a solid player.
You're playing tennis now, Daniel Madovec? Okay, and you're watching our show at the same time?
Let's go. One hand in the other and a racket in the other. Let's get down.
Yeah.
Did we miss any matches?
No, we didn't.
Have we hit all the matches?
Pretty much. I mean, I did the most important matches that I thought,
All right, so I'm going to throw a couple things out there. First and foremost, in 6 days, the U.S. Open begins. Carla and I have always done a tennis racket giveaway and our string sponsor and a good friend of mine, Igor Savage from Ytex, gives us out Ytex strings and Ytex gear to give out for our prize giveaways. And here we are. We have another major in 6 days. So we are going to do that once again. So these type of Ytex shirts, that's why she wore one today. These type of short sleeve dry fit Ytex shirts, we have them in multiple colors. Some of the sizes are limited. I have sets of strings of all different types and so forth. So we're going to be doing giveaways for that. And then we'll do a tennis racket giveaway as well. So what I'm going to ask you guys is to put in comments. And I know a lot of you don't catch this live and have to wait till it downloads to watch it again. I'll wait and get all the responses once this processes. Like tomorrow. If you're not watching it now, I don't think you can watch it until tomorrow because it takes a lot of process unless you go directly to our page and then go to playlists and then go to live shows.
Good point. Michael Walker, Vera
Zvonareva, yeah.
She's been winning matches.
Yeah, and
she's a veteran.
And this is a good point by Mike Walker. And he always has good points. Zvonareva has been around a long time. Vera, always been a big fan.
Teichmann.
Yeah, I think Teichmann's what, the girl, isn't she from Finland or something?
She has the high socks.
German, she's German, I think. But yeah, I mean, she's been a veteran for a long time. If Serena can do it, I think then Zvonareva
she should have won a slam. She had a chance.
But back to the prize giveaway, we always do for the tennis racket where you predict the women's finalists and the men's finalists and predict both winners. And as long as you get 3 out of the 4 finalists and 1 winner, then you win the tennis racket. I think the last person to win a tennis racket was Matt Cain in London. I think he might be on now. I think he won a Wilson Countervail Burn 100, I think. But anyway, what I'm going to do this year is I'm still going to think about what the criterion for the tennis racket is going to be. It's supposed to be difficult when it's a $200 tennis racket that we're paying for. So it's not supposed to be easy. But I think because of Roger and Nadal being out, I think you can pretty much assume that Djokovic would win it, and that would automatically give you your one winner. So I think it would be too easy, I think, for that type of prize. So what I think I'm going to do for the women's, and you can comment on it, or for the tennis racket, is just have a prediction for the women's section.
What are we giving away?
I'm thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, we're going to do the giveaways, but I'm thinking about exactly. But because of the men's side being pretty much, hopefully predictable, I think I'm going to predict the women's finalist and the winner for the U.S. Open. And if you get the women's finalist and the winner correct, then we'll do the tennis racket. I haven't decided that yet. I just want to look at the draw and so forth. Actually, we have to do it before the draw comes out. So I'll make another video about that. Number 2, we always do fantasy team stuff where you select 8 players, 8 men, 8 women. Only 4 can be ranked in the top, or seeded, not ranked in the world, because that can be flip-flop if it's like 20th in the world. So 8 women, 8 men in the draws once they come out, and only 4 of them on each side can be in the top 20 seeded, and the other 4 on each side must be outside of the top 20, with the outside of the top 20 players getting 2 points per match win. And then we total them up at the end. And then the top 2 winners of the fantasy team will receive Ytex shirt strings if you want strings, and we'll go over that in something like $20 on top of it. So I'm thinking about that, but my question was more so about the fantasy team. Is anyone going to play it if I do it? Because it takes me a while to keep up with all the numbers and everything. And if so, I'll do a separate video for it. So just thinking about that out there and teasing it out there. And next video, I'll put out kind of my final thoughts on that. But I think that kind of wraps it up. Did I have anything?
So Ivan Stassi, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your long name. He said, just sign in. I know who's not winning. Cincinnati, Dominic Thiem.
Yeah.
No,
there you go. So for anyone, by the way, that just signed in to this, and I know it sometimes is really hard to catch things live. We're in different parts of the world and so forth. But there's a way you can kind of get into it and actually see it as soon as it's done without having to wait for you to actually see it on our homepage of the channel. When it ends, if you go to our 5K Tennis homepage, it won't be on the screen of just what was uploaded because it's not uploaded yet. It will still be processing for about 24 hours. But if you go to the homepage of our channel and you go up to the top, you'll see playlists. Click on playlists. A menu will scroll down and you'll see live shows. Click on live shows, and it should be the latest one at the top. And I think from there, you can go back and see it. Also, too, you can get with us on Facebook at Justin, Justin, space Carla with a C, C-A-R-L-A, space Davis, D-A-V-I-S. If you're not with us there, then we'll accept you, whatever. And I'll put a link to it there where you can see it. So you can see it that way, too. Or 5K Tennis on Facebook as well, because that's our business one. So you can attach, you can go to either one of those, 5K Space Tennis on Facebook in a little while after the show, and I think you can go back and see it there.
Cool.
Right? Big shout out to all of our students next week, or this weekend, playing in the tournament. Big shout out to Anne Marie, you know who you are. Mary Michael, you know who you are. Alina Day, you know who you are. Kara Farney, you know who you are. My son Christopher's playing. Liliana's playing. One of my other daughters, Christopher, won the last tournament he played. Actually, I think he's won the last 2 or 3.
Anna Marie's sister Ella's playing too.
One of Anna Marie's little sisters is playing. That comes and hits with us. Big shout out to Thomas Brekowitz, 10-year-old young man that's doing really well. Philip Brekowitz's older brother. Good luck. And we will see you all on Saturday.
No hurricane here. I'm hoping it stops raining, Michael, and that way I can take my daughter to serve and my son to practice. So yeah. Yeah,
it's rained for 3 days straight, pretty much. So we've been kind of lessons on hold for the past 3 days.
I want to get back on the court.
Let's go.
All right.
Much love, everyone. Take care. Please subscribe. After all, it's for you. And next show, be sure to catch it because I will announce the prize giveaways and the tennis racket giveaway. And in the comments here, let me know if anyone's going to play fantasy team, because if it's only like 7 or 8 people, it's a lot of work for just a few people. But if you don't want to play the fantasy team as a whole, then I'll throw in with the tennis racket giveaway maybe a second place or something with the YTech stuff, because I always give out YTech stuff no matter what. So thanks, Ivor, for always sending us fresh stuff to give out. Much love. Let's go. Vamos.
Adios.
Come on. Peace out.
All right.
Goes Zverev.